And now joining me to discuss the current events of the day is former Polish ambassador to Germany and France, Andrzej Byrt. Hello, sir, and thank you very much for coming in.
Good evening.
Yes, great to see you. Let's start out with Germany. Looking at the state of the economy, the challenges that immigration poses and the frustration of German citizens, are you surprised at the latest fiasco in the Bundestag?
Well, probably not, because as you know now, before the final set of debates, which will take place before the new elections, which will take place 23rd of February in Germany, individual parties have to react on the German situation. There are at least 2 points, major points. The economic situation, as a matter of fact, the growth has stopped in Germany, and which reflects and has its impact on individual security, stability. And the second point is migration and the results of a series of very often suicidal attacks on individual citizens which took place in Germany, and therefore it has created a sense of fear, and therefore the major parties has decided to respond to that. And the major party, as a matter of fact, leading today's polls, which is CDU, CSU, Social Christian Democrats in Germany, decided to approach the subject of migration policy. It was very, I would say, sensitive, but on the other hand, very risky in such a phase of political development, pre-election atmosphere. So the 5 points program of Friedrich Merz, the chief of the CDU party, the leading party among the bilateral coalition, CDU, CSU, CSU is from Bayern, Bavaria. And this 5 points program had to be voted in Bundestag, in the Parliament of Germany, and the major point was they've got the support of the right-wing, quasi, as many Germans say, fascist party, AfD, which is Alternative for Germany. And this has created a dramatic uproar, because, as a matter of fact, for many dozens of years in Germany, there was kind of an unwritten pact that parties from the center of democratic scene in Germany will not support or vote seeking help from a right-wing, in particular extreme right-wing parties, like, as of today at least, is treated AfD. And the CDU and CSU party coalition has got such a support, but not on their own request. I would say it was rather not deemed to be kind of a support they asked for, but it was they parallelly looked at the situation of migrants in Germany more or less in a similar way. So this debate, which has broken out or did break out after the vote, they got a majority, very 5-6 only voices. So has made the entire produced a big earthquakes, political earthquakes in Germany, because certain parties, which in the past have been cooperating also politically on the regional level with CDU, CSU, like for instance the Green Party, officially said they will not envisage the possibility after the elections, if such a situation arises, to get a deal or enter into a coalition with CDU. Very many others, like Social Democrats, which is the second party, according to today's poll. CDU, CSU is likely to obtain something as 30% of voices, then AfD, second place, 22, and Social Democrats, for very many years, the ruling party in coalition, sometimes also as Christian Democrats, and now got only 17, and the Green Party 12. So what will happen now as a result of the debate in the Bundestag will have its impact on the, in Germany, very painful, very often very painful debates to create a new coalition, post-electoral coalition. So, as a matter of fact, the debate which has started will be, I would say, rather critical and will not probably stabilize overnight the pre-electoral political situation within Germany.
Well, we have elections coming up pretty soon, so we'll see how that all pans out. Now, changing the topic, sir, you're also the former Vice Minister of Foreign Economic Relations, Chief Polish Negotiator of all Polish trade agreements within the World Trade Organization. President Donald Trump said that the EU is treating us very badly, the Americans. Is there any truth to the claim that Europe has a trade advantage when exporting to the United States?
Well, the fact is that Europe, we say Europe, but we mean European Union countries, have got quite an extensive positive balance of trade with the United States. That's something around 350 billion of US dollars per year, which is quite an extensive one. But it's not due to the fact that the governments of the European Union as an organization has decided to stop imports from the United States. It's a result of I would say, matching of the products offered by the European companies vis-à-vis the demand in the United States. One of the big, I would say, comments from new president of the United States is that Europeans don't want to buy American cars, whereas Americans are buying European cars. The simple answer could be simple: produce good cars so they will be sold also in Europe. Europe is not buying huge American gasoline consuming cars which are entirely not adjusted to the road situation, customs on this continent. On the other side, the Europeans could reflect or say to President Bush, but you are selling nearly 100% of computers and programming to Europeans. You are not buying our programs. You are not buying products of our European companies. So this sort of debate is a not natural way of commenting the economic situations on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean.
So, I think we can agree that the trade imbalance, the huge trade surplus that the European Union has, is there any way to somewhat solve this problem? Because it seems to me that Donald Trump's main beef is with this massive surplus. And I know that by just slapping tariffs is not going to solve this overnight.
That's clear.
So what could be a potential solution to help this trade imbalance?
Well, I would say the President Trump's request that this imbalance disappears, or at least will be reduced, is legal. He's got right to say so, but we should enter into negotiations. It was the case very many times also under the first term of Donald Trump. There have been 2 or 3 phases when Americans imposed quite new, huge or higher import tariffs, but then Europeans say, okay, it's not the way to debate, to solve this problem. We have to sit down and see in what way we could respond to your I understand, to your question, to your analysis, and find a kind of a compromise. That's the way normal democratic countries or governments should react.
Exactly. Well, let's hope before any tariffs are imposed on the European Union that the two sides do sit down and talk.
Hopefully they will do so.
Solve the problem. Well, sir, Andrzej Byrt, former ambassador to Germany and to France, among very other prestigious titles. Thank you very much for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you very much as well.
And that concludes this edition of World News Tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Good night.